to do wuru-wuru for this election. Baba, take their firstborn and their lastborn as a sacrifice for putting us in another pain. And any
Zelensky is a comedian, and I hope maybe AY will invite him to his next comedy show.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much.
Mama,
Thank you,
will be this.
I'll see you.
That your toy around, we need 20% of it to be donated to Andamogo charitable organization. We need to remove those children from the street. Then before I holla waiting, I want holla my president. I want to do one small prayer. Because 2023 not be business as usual.
Never.
Oh, Papa God, when you want to deliver the children of Israel from Egypt, you do 9 plague, they not answer. You not press the last button, which is 10 plague. So, Papa, from the INEC official, the Oga Patapata to all the INEC people, anyone when he make attempt to do wuru-wuru for this election, Baba, take their firstborn and their lastborn as a sacrifice for putting us in another pain. And any Nigeria, when he be say, he join them in any form to collect money to do wuru-wuru for this election, Baba, take their firstborn and their secondborn, and let this 2023, let it be a bitter pill in everything they do. Let everything that gives them joy, let it turn to sorrow and bitterness, and let the element of the universe, let it not favor them in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. In the name of Jesus, amen. Because Papa God, you say, because judgment is not speedily executed upon an evil man, the heart of man are set to do evil. Because you've not executed your judgment upon these evil men that utilize our life, then they continue to loot. And Meji Seme will stone them. Papa, release your stone from heaven. Begin to stone them day and night. From this very moment until we get our real leader. So now when I so nothing go they do now. I don't ask Papa God to do vengeance. Make una go try this election rigging. Una go use una begin. At first and last we go help una bury them. Apart from that, everything one take rig the election, do selection for all. It go turn to dust for na hand. 2023, una go begin a not different sickness, kidney failure, liver failure, anything cancer. Now we go dash una. Because right now Nigeria is sitting on a time bomb. If heaven does not intervene this way, una wicked stupidity because to the neck of the look like non-net. I am ashamed to be in Nigeria, not because I am not intelligent, not because my children are not intelligent, because this mumu plus G.O., the way they be called G.O., when they use their pulala, they sleep with my daughters up and down. We they come for all of now. This election is not usual, and it will never be usual. They could not take it, not take it for granted. No. Take it for granted and see the wrath of the owner of Nigeria, which is God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. You people will see it. The land will work against you people. It is not business as usual.
I like the sound of it not being business as usual, and I see a lot of people saying amen and amen and amen and amen to that prayers. If we put all the amens, Mama, if we put all the amens where they here, it means that
let me copy this thing. This thing, send out to the INEC, all of them. Send out all the state government when they don't when they don't make up their mind, you can imagine the impunity. When Atiku, they tell them, say, if you want contracts, make sure you deliver your polling unit. Really? Atiku, since when Nigeria come become your BFC? When they tell us, say, you never even enter power, you just sell us in it. God will punish you, Atiku. If you try that nonsense, you go use your firstborn and your lastborn from all your different women when it born for you. Now you go tell replace that statement when you talk. You just in a business of future. My people nobody made they do their woo. But 2027, from councillor to presidency, now all my children they take. If una say na Godfather they take enter power, okay. Godmother, you want to take over the show now. Godfather, they give us people. When Godmother take over the show, we go elect leaders, not ruler for us. Now they create. Now don't turn Nigeria to PLC. Una do one and say the young shall grow. You not gonna grow for that generation. God go punish you now. Not gonna try the nonsense. If I not bury una first child, una first begin. This statement I not just make a hell. I go naked for 7 days. Tell Baba God, go there fear Chelsea. I want Lori Burukuti on it down for.
Esho, this matter don't enter you well. Esho, don't go back in that spirit. No, I understand.
You see, Ewa, let me tell you where the shame begin. When I was in school in Metro State, University of Denver, a Ghanaian saw my passion for what I want to do at home. He now wanted to connect me to one Oyibo guy. He said, you can work with this lady. As I said, we are a conference in Nigeria. He said, lie. You don't see her. The guy can say, why? He can't talk about the bad thing what they do. He can say, but this person is different. He said, I don't want to see her. And he never saw me. Do you understand? Why should the things they made us to become now stand as a stopping block for me to get assistance to bring to my people? And you expect me to be happy? Let me let them know. All the money wanna loot come Obodo Yibo. All the property wanna take and buy. All the company wanna take and buy. We go look for them. And we go collect them back. And Damogo Charitable Organization in Nigeria and Damogo Charity in America. They go work in collaboration, get those things back. Let me let you guys know, I am a dual citizen. Heaven make it to be so for a war day like this. Una just I know come Nigeria, go come. Una they look for me before I come. I go report myself to my embassy because I'm coming as an American citizen. They go touch light on like this. They could not look for me, say una walk me. They go basket on like this. I will go use that 2 point of free for Nigeria. Una take grace. We dey intelligent. My children are so smart and intelligent. If they feel therefore they not go school finish and they hack the entire world. If you give them opportunity to use that knowledge to develop technology, do you know where we are going to be? Stupid and non-ethic people when supposed to sit down, they go public place, they peace for body, they say they become ruler. That useless article, when he thief us many years ago, he still won't come back to come thief. Papa go punish you article. He goes so if Papa, not because they see another day, just let them sleep, make them not wake up. If they wake up, make them paralyzed, make them not feel they talk, make them they weak, they not go feel too nothing. It's not business.
Mama, calm down.
How they calm down?
No, calm down. No. Calm down. Calm down.
Match break. How you go calm down? Come on, other Africa country. They don't get rehabilitate my children if they visit because they don't get see us finish. See finish now. People when they respect us before, they don't see us. The other day my pikin Tayo, that when they do something for YouTube, he travel go where they humiliated him. If to say we can do well, we can't become the big brother when we really be. They go do those nonsense to my children. And they see everything for social media. But you know what? All the useless people. So wherever you go enter, you go jail all of them. all the prison when they put for Okere, you go bring out my innocent children when they don't put for there, we go rehabilitate them. But all these thieves from Amechi, wicked, you are not innocent. All of them we go do. Then if you don't enter, we go occupy a house of assembly, a house of rep, a house of senate. Then they go talk say, they don't go pass bill when he favor us. Those idiotic. If that man fit bring his 4 wives into that place, we Nigerian youth we qualify to enter the chamber. Mama, follow that to be work.
Mama, Mudiatai. Biko Mudiatai. Mama, you don't hear me?
Mama, these people where you talk about, you know, say for Roboland, when small thieves they call them Oji Memera. The one will be big thieves. All of them be Oji.
Oji na Oji. Why this time Oji Memera na go lock for prison?
Yeah.
When you Oji
Memera dey prison now.
Oji Memera dey prison, and the only go like Ibori dey parade himself for 10,000.
Yes, now them be leaders, stakeholders, that they call themselves. Mama.
No, they go count their whole country for them.
Inside.
So the only 2 tribes in Nigeria, the tribe of the oppressed and the tribe of the oppressors.
The oppressors. You're right, so, Mama.
We go soon separate them. As far as I'm concerned, when I want to start this war, I make up my mind to do one thing, to declare me and my children as orphan. Because when you be orphan, you go there. If you want because somebody has orphan, you go get advice from children when their papa and mama they advise them. Then with that advice, you go strike to become somebody. So to all our leaders, henceforth, all my children, we are orphans. Una wulo rara ni anijata jiti. Una no wulo. You have done enough to us. So we declare you people in our mind, in our heart.
Mama, I go do your own personal interview because you don't take over Sowore interview.
Oh, no, first.
Now, Sowore question and answer.
Mama, my question now.
Make I ask my question, me I waka.
You know, Mama, you know what you go do?
Wait, ask my question now, make I waka.
I go print your own flyer. I go do 1 hour with you.
Hey,
so that this boy will start from money.
You deserve. But Mama, before you ask your question, you know, say one time when they worry me too much, I carry Babala went to court.
I see you now. I heard you that day.
Yes, since that time, the judge knows all the case. Which I want to be say, I won't hook you up with my Babalawo, so that now go form a chief priest, you know, now go they handle the spiritual, natural side of.
Don't worry.
Yes, now.
Don't worry, Vicky. Match play. We know what to do.
Now, for the whole side, I'm at your heart. There you go. I will just take that one at another level.
Then we give a special announcement. When you win the election.
I want to ask you about that, your Babalawo. Was that a stunt? Was that a stunt or was that for real?
But very, very interesting. It wasn't a stunt. You know, I'm an Africanist. I'm a Pan-Africanist. But I also got to a point where every month, every 2 months, they go carry me. Police go carry me. So my trial in Abuja had become a circus. At the point, I had over 15 cases, about 3 criminal cases and about 11 civil cases. So it all come to us that we need to change again. So, and it was a period of COVID. I had a plan with the guy to wear an Idoma dress. But while we were thinking about wearing an Idoma dress, other ideas kept coming up, and I asked him to carry like a hostel with him. So then we decided to add some other things, like we got the head of a cat, the Idoma dress, and. So when we got to the court, we didn't know that such a reaction would happen. First, the woman who was selling the face mask asked me to wear face mask. When they saw Babalawo, she took off. Then the whole court area, the staff started closing early. Sowore had brought Babalawo to court. So when we entered the courtroom, the judge had not started sitting. The police to the judge went and told her that I came with Babalawo to the courtroom. And the judge refused to come out. So I now went out to the police. Where's your judge? He said the judge is talking to her pastor before coming to the courtroom. So the judge walked into the courtroom. This might sound funny to you, and he said everybody should sit down. I don't want anybody in my wildlife now. He said everybody in my courtroom, leave. So she started looking at everybody. You journalists, I don't want you. Human rights defenders, I don't want you. Only 2 lawyers. He looked at my Babalawo. He said, Sowore, who is that? I said, that's my chief priest. He came here with me. He said, okay, that one can sit. And at that point, the chief priest started shaking the couch. And lo and behold, the judge granted us all our prayers. And that was the last time she ever called the case. It was also to tell them that African power is more than Orthodox power.
So when you become Mr. President, is that how you move with your Babalawo?
Who, by the way,
to United Nations
Babalawo. In fact, the time that everybody became east of, because I knew him, was when his phone rang and they had to answer his phone. And he was carrying a Samsung. And everybody's like, this guy is not real low. But he's real. He's real African chief priest.
Mama.
I say, when they win the election, maybe we use Babalawo to swear the instead of Bible.
If you bring something, even if it's you tie red clothes on a cutlass, and you ask politicians to swear by it, they will behave better than they have conquered. They've conquered the Bible and the Quran.
Anthony Coupe.
Yes.
So my question
is our special friend.
Oh,
very special
wow.
friend.
I think I saw him that this guy went macaroni and my friend Faz went to see him. Is it the one?
Yeah, no, this is another one. This is Anthony Coupe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anthony, how are you?
Anthony, can you ask your question? Your audio.
I never ask question, no guy, why?
Mama, you don't swear, you don't pray, you don't swear with your Bible.
I want to ask question now.
And they come. Anthony.
That's all right. If you enter power.
Let's take Anthony now.
Let's see Anthony. Anthony, your audio. Your audio. Take it off. Use it direct. Take it off. Yeah. No, take it off completely from the phone. Use your phone direct. Okay. Anthony is a very special friend to me. I'm very passionate about his activities.
Yeah.
He's always with us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Respect.
Okay. When he finishes his mic, we'll bring him back. Oh yeah, Mama, ask your question. Make Oga give us in last word. Make we feel Oga.
My first question be say, what do you go do about Nnamdi release when you enter power? Second question, our police army that they do work where they're not supposed to do. So what are you going to do about police reform? So that police... I want us everything, make a waka.
Mama, ask your question. Make Oga give us in last word. Make we feel Oga.
My first question be say, what do you go do about Nnamdi release when you enter power? Second question, our police army that they do work where they're not supposed to do. So what are you going to do about police reform? So that police and our army and every person go behave and do job according to what we know them to be. Then the other question, what do you go do about border security? Then our children were not supposed to be prison when they there. What do you go do? Maybe bring them out, rehabilitate them, and empower them to become fruitful in the society. Then the other one we say, what do you go do about drug?
Mama, please make you answer one after another.
I want us everything, make a waka.
You know the go anywhere. You know how come swear finish go waka. You must see how your swear they work.
right, answer the one I don't ask so far.
Mama, I say you go repeat that more because.
Okay, I said, what are you going to do about Nnamdi release when you enter into
Nnamdi, yes.
What are you going to do about our police reform so that they're not going to enter streets, they beat my children, they collect their phone and laptop?
Border security.
And border security. Then what are you going to do about children that are in the prison they are not supposed to be so that they'll bring them and rehabilitate them? And what are you going to do about these children end up become drug addicts? How are we going to rehabilitate them? And what are we going to do about our sweet children and rehabilitating them? Then, another people when they cause our kasala. Now these our religious Jews, when they don't they lie to us. What do you go do about this sector? Because their own problem, it pass the politician on. They give fake prophecy, they tell us lie, they turn my children to ATM machine. They pray for job when they not create job. So all these things needs to be addressed the way that they do it for Western world. Then finally, what do you want to do about head? Head na coco. My team just went to the hospital a few days ago. 3 cases they brought before me. The women born pikin. They don't get money, take discharge, go home. They don't discharge them home. But because they don't feel pay, they're inside hospital. They hold pikin for one side. It can't be like prison. They not allow pikin and mama stay together because they trust our some women. They go carry pikin, basically one day. So they put children hostage one side, mama hostage. We need to address all this.
Okay, Mama, make your answer now.
Yes. So, Mama, I'll start with Nnamdi. I'm sure you know that probably the only candidate who has interfaced with him. I attend his so-called trial in Abuja. In fact, they almost killed me for attending his trial. I've been attacked like 4-5 different times. I mean, about 4 times for attending his trial. And I've never been allowed to be in court to attend his trial. So it's very simple. Nnamdi Kanu is a political prisoner as far as I'm concerned. And he will be released unconditionally. And it is because also I'm not the only one who feels this way. Our courts have taken a judicial decision that Nnamdi Kanu has no case to answer. We just need a leader that respects the rule of law, and I'm a stickler to the rule of law. The second question about police and security reform, I know them very well. I know that the police has become a police that protects only VIPs. And when you talk about police brutality, I'm a direct victim of police brutality. My nose that is broken was broken by a police officer in Abuja. I have a lot of scars on my head that I got from being beaten by police and soldiers when I was University of Lagos activist. And at the time, a police officer shot a riot gun directly at me on my thigh. That lady that was shown earlier on, Atine is her name, CSP Atine. And within minutes, my thigh had expanded to twice the size. I had to be taken to 2 hospitals in Abuja. So I know what the problems of policing is, but we must address them also holistically. Because if you look at the barrack system, which I will eliminate, the barrack system of policing and also dehumanizes the police officers themselves. If you go to an average barrack, it's worse than a zoo. Zoos are places where animals even get proper treatment. I'm not talking about Nigerian zoos, but real zoos. So I will eliminate the barrack system, provide a housing system for them so that every police officer serving will have a house of his own. And when they retire, they will not need to be kicked out of the barracks the way they treat them now. You have a life insurance policy for them so that if anything happens to them, someone will take care of their family. They are doing a job that is very dangerous. That they don't have life insurance doesn't even make sense. When I mean life insurance is, for those who may not know about it, is if anything happens to you, you are disabled or you die, lump payment is made to your family so that they can keep taking care of themselves because they are the breadwinner. And that's what should happen to police. We should pay them very well. The average salary of a Nigerian police, as of today's cost of living, should not be more than 250,000 naira per month. That's not a lot of money, considering that it's just about $400. I don't know how you expect somebody to carry a gun and earn 56,000 naira, and he will not become a criminal. You're just deceiving yourself. It's impossible. And also training, I would definitely look into recruitment. Part of the problem of policing in Nigeria is that they are recruiting criminals into the police directly. Some of them are former armed robbers, kidnappers, and this is why technology is important. At this point in the history of Nigeria, we should have had crime labs. There's only one crime lab owned by the police in Nigeria. The police in Nigeria does not have the capacity to track phones. They have to go outside and pay somebody to track phone when somebody is kidnapped. The one they set up was fake. It has broken down a long time ago. So you have to ensure that they have the dignity so that they don't resort to carrying bags or serving food at parties. What they do in the US for police, for you to respect police, is to give them the best treatment possible. They teach them properly, they train them properly. There's even a way that policemen cut their hair. They have allowances for haircut before in Nigeria. The police used to be a respectable profession in Nigeria before the military came and destroyed everything. Everything they touched, they ruined. So, but lastly, it's also important that our police have the capacity to collect, process, and act on intelligence. The final thing I would say, sir, is our emergency system. We don't have an emergency system at all in Nigeria. If you call the police emergency system, you are wasting your time. Except you have the DPO's number or the commissioner's number, you are not likely to get any kind of reasonable help if you are in danger in Nigeria. So all these things will be looked into, and I'll make sure that the army doesn't come to do the police work. The army should stay to protect the territorial integrity of Nigeria, where police protect the internal integrity of Nigeria. And the command and control of these security agencies are also important. But just to address policing within the framework of devolution of power, is that we should give states the right to own their police forces. But we have a central control over how they are properly trained, and we monitor if they abuse rights of people. Federal government can take over the police department that is misbehaving. We should be able to have state police, local government police. Every town in the US, practically every town in the US has its own police department. They have vehicles, but if they engage in any extra policing or extra judicial, misconduct, the FBI is the federal police. They can come and take over the police station, investigate and punish people. That's the way we should have it here as well. But in Nigeria, the police that we have is just a sham rogue unit. And anybody can deploy the police to do anything today in Nigeria. You can ask them to go and organize a party. You can ask them to protect people that they are not supposed to protect. Criminals have police protection in Nigeria. You go to Abuja, police are protecting empty houses. You go to Wuse, you go to Maitama, you see policemen 6, sometimes 10 with, these assault weapons protecting empty houses. The last thing I will say is that I want to see a civil or civilian police in Nigeria. I hate to see policemen that are carrying AK-47 on the streets of Nigeria. We must have reached a point where police can resolve a lot of civil issues with pepper spray, with baton or shields. Not that at the slightest provocation. You kill somebody. They killed a lawyer that's pregnant with twins in this country and still kill more people just over small issues. And the reason is that the kind of lethal weapon that's available to them is the reason they get provoked easily and just kill, because you can't replace life. But what is wrong with the police using pepper spray on somebody who didn't have particulars? So that you can suppress the person. Or if you have to use weapons at all, it has to be a weapon that can deflate a tire quickly, or a baton that can be used to restrain somebody. Or, we've reached a point now where policemen can wear cameras so that we can check what they did after they're closed from work. They don't have control over those cameras. That's where the technological aspect of my manifesto comes into it. Because I've been a victim of policing in several ways, I would never gloss over this, and I will ensure that policemen, soldiers do the job for which they are constantly hired to do for the country. And like I keep saying, this is not rocket science.
No, you have spoken very well, and I want to believe that, Mama, you've gotten the right answers, and at the same time, you have pledged your support for Omoyele Sowore, and we are happy to hear that as well. So we're just going to be getting your last word for tonight. There are quite a lot of people on the line who really would want to ask questions. I see James David, I see Alexo, I see Obi, Isaac.